Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here at the Shed Organics. Now, today's topic is an awesome one about talking to your plants. Now, does this actually work? Does it have any scientific backing? And what is the theory behind it? Today, we're going to find out. All right, guys, welcome back to the video. My name is Jordan, and today we are going to be talking about whether or not talking to your plants is actually worth it, and does it actually do anything? Now, first thing you might be thinking is this is a little bit of woo-woo, a little bit of spiritual yeehaw, it's a little bit out there, and things might not actually be doing anything at all. But I'm here to tell you that there is some scientific backing behind this, and I want to dive into a few reasons that I think personally that this might be happening. So, I'm going to give you a couple of facts here to start out with. The Royal Horticultural Society study said that tomato plants grew 2 inches taller when they were exposed to human voices. Now, we don't know whether they were saying nice things or nasty things, but when they're exposed to voices, they seem to grow taller. A South Korean study says that plants hear frequencies between 125 and 250 hertz, which is the same range as human voices. So that's really, really interesting. It's not necessarily the words, apparently, but it's the sound waves and the vibrations that matter. So let's have a little think about that. Us as human beings, unfortunately, in the dictionary, nature is considered anything that is separate to human beings. But I wholeheartedly disagree, and I believe that we are very much interconnected with this world around us, with nature itself, and the beating heart of all of nature, the fractal Fibonacci sequence, and all of these amazing shapes and patterns and rhythms that we see in nature, very, very much are in us as well. Now, the whole world and the whole of nature is dancing to this beat. So, when we're in tune with this and when we are thinking about all of these things, we can be very much influential on what is going on. Now, a good example of this is if you've ever had anybody say something nice to you, it feels really good. And if anybody says something really nasty to you, it feels really bad. Even just having someone smile at you feels good, and someone who frowns at you feels bad. Now, why is that? It could be for two reasons. One is because we've already associated the sounds, the words that, okay, that means good, that means bad, that makes me happy, that makes me sad. We could also be associating friendly faces or not so friendly faces with that might be intimidating, that might be something I need to be scared of, or I need to be, primally fearing in the case of something like a lion or a snake or something that might be out to eat us. Now, these things are very built into our mammalian brains and the way that we operate. These things go very, very deep. But in terms of recognizing whether something is good or bad, it gives us this feeling. And sometimes it doesn't even need words that necessarily matter. You can just have a sense or a feeling that makes you feel a certain way. Music is a really, really good one. Okay. So if someone played you a nice, beautiful piece of classical music or some nice calming hand pan or, bells and things like this that are or strings, something very calming, you instantly feel this nice, calming nature. Versus if someone's playing you some heavy metal music, you might be feeling quite the opposite. Now, there's a reason for that. Okay. Patterns in music and harmonics and harmonies all work together. I'm an absolute music fanatic. I absolutely love my music, and I've been involved with music for a long time. Now, when we have certain patterns in music, when we play a nice chord, it sounds good to us. When we play two notes that are side by side that have what we call dissonance, you might have heard that from the Jaws theme tune that's very, very close to each other. Dun, 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 dun. It gives this feeling of unease or disharmony. And these types of things are very, very built into us, and they're built into nature. So there are certain patterns, there are certain energies and frequencies that work well together. Now, how does this relate to plants? That's a very interesting question. Now, you may have heard of an experiment where two sets of seedlings were exposed to different compliments or negative things. So to one set of seedlings, they lifted the lid and they said, I love you, you can grow, You're going so well. You're going to be this wonderful, beautiful plant, etc., etc. Close the lid. And to the other one, they said, I hate you. You look ugly. You're never going to be anything of worth. And close the lid. Now, which one do you think did better? Shock horror, the one that was exposed to all of the nice things grew 10 times better. Okay, actually, I'm making that number up 10 times, but a lot better. Okay. Now, if you were told as a child that you were loved and that you were going to do great things and everything was going to be wonderful in your life and you were going to achieve great things, you probably had great, what we call self-esteem. If you were told on the flip side that you're never going to amount to anything, that you're worthless, unfortunately, this does occur in our modern world, as sad as that is, you would feel very dejected and feel like you can't achieve anything. Now, what we believe we achieve and our perspective and our worldview very much depends on our thoughts and our feelings and our emotions and the way we see the world. Now, this is very, very true in relation to our plants. So, going out and talking to our plants and giving them our energy, saying, I guess, nice things to them and being positive and caring for them and looking out for them and being around them all the time is going to show them how much that you are caring for them. And therefore, they're going to feel that positive energy and grow better. Now, there's a study that came out about houseplants that they can actually recognize their owners when they come within 2 kilometers of the house and they start to perk up. Some electrical signals and electrodes or whatever it is were put on these plants, and they can tell when their owners are coming by, and they can tell because they get looked after by their owners and things like this. You may have heard this with animals as well. They've got a sixth sense as to when you're coming home. They can already be waiting for you at a certain time. And these things are very much built into nature and this interconnectedness between all of us. So I very, very much believe that being around your plants, maybe it's because we're breathing out CO2 and that also helps our plants, or maybe because we are saying nice things and we're giving them that time of day, that energy, that I guess nurturing that's going to really, really help them. I believe that that does help your plants grow and generates a really positive, cohesive, and connected environment in your garden. So there are many ways that we can do it, whether we're playing them some classical music, whether we're just out there and saying some nice things, or whether we're just thinking about them when we're at work and thinking, oh, I can see my tomato plants growing really well at home. I'm sure they're doing wonderfully well. Okay, these things are up for debate, but there is a lot of science that is coming together now, a lot of ancient spiritual science that is also saying this and has been saying it for generations. That's all of this is coming together to say that it is really important what our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, the words we use, and the energy that we represent and how that impacts our plants and our garden. So, what do you think? Is it real? Is it true? What are your thoughts? Have you experienced this yourself? Have you tried it out? Please let me know in the comments below. I would be more than interested to find out your experiences with this, whether talking to your plants works or not, and what you have thoughts about this episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe for more and all of that good stuff, and I will see you again on the next video.